There we are. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday, where we discuss
Taco Tuesday.
all the things. Yeah, fitness, food, everything in between. I'm Brandon Glass. This is Nick. Nick is in. Are you in Miami or are you in a different part of Florida?
No, I am in St. Petersburg.
Oh,
St.
sweet.
Petersburg.
Nick's
So
on.
we're staying with a couple of. I think we have some serious lag issues happening, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm in St. Petersburg, visiting a couple of people that we know, and just getting some sun because the last 4 days at my hometown it has snowed. So we need to get away from that.
It's good to be out of the snow for sure. All right. So, what are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about who's confused about where to start, right? I think and well, it doesn't matter. We kind of talk about things that you should do, but we've never really covered exactly where do you start, what's the first step you should take. And more often than not, like that's the hardest step, right?
Well, for
So
sure.
that's what that's what we're talking about today.
Okay. Very good.
So like, oh, go ahead.
No, continue. Do you have a
You have something
story
to say?
about this? I mean, we've both got plenty of experience with this.
Yeah.
This is we hear it all the time. This is how a lot of our conversations start.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
yeah, where do I start? That inertia, right? We just kind of get stuck. We get in that paralysis by analysis. I think there's a lot of information out there now.
Yeah.
For me, I don't. Well, I'm gonna let you kind of take this one today because when we were talking about this, you had a lot of really good insight.
Well, it's I think a big part of that comes from because we've all been there in some way, shape, or form, right? You know, we have to. The first thing we really truly have to do is, like you said it a minute ago, and I actually love what you said. I've never heard that before. Is paralysis by analysis.
Oh
That's
man,
really good. And it's something I tell the people, like you got to get out of your head. And so we've all been there. And getting into out of your head and into action, in getting into doing the things instead of thinking about what should I be doing, just getting into doing that.
definitely.
So and it's a common thing you and I run into all the time.
Yeah.
Things we hear is I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do it, or I don't know what to do first, or does it matter what I do first? And well, we'll get into that. But personally, so this is not something a lot of people uh, in this particular group knows, but I've struggled a long time with depression and the idea that I'm not good enough. So um, basically, I'm going to try to summarize. We can get into it another point in time or whatever, but it all came to a few years ago. It got really bad. I got into a car accident. I already had this depression thing happening. Got into a car accident, had a head injury, and it got worse. And there was several other things at play, but it felt like it got to the point where it was so hard for me to just get out of bed. And it was because I was constantly thinking about all these other things that I wish I had already done or I wish I had accomplished. It felt like I was like everything was so hard, but I didn't know how to get past that first barrier of just doing something. And so I guess long story short of all this stuff is the fact of the matter is it doesn't really matter what it is that you do, and it doesn't matter what it is that you're struggling with. It's that you do something, right? You do something. So I guess at this point, like I'm curious all the time. I'm always asking people questions. Do you get stuck on anything? Do you get stuck in like before you even get started in the comment section? Just let us know. Like either write stuck or give us a thumbs up or do something. Drop a GIF. Do something to let us know that like you have been to that, and like in that mindset, like not doing something because you keep thinking about what should I do first? How should I do this?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're watching right now, please, because I know for myself, totally been there. Nick, I can relate to that 100%. I've been there, and I continue to be that way. I'm very much Nick. Nick will laugh when I say this, but I am a
You're an analyzer for
an
sure.
analysis paralysis guy. My tendency is to want to know the whole path before I get started, and that I know keeps me from getting on the path, from even starting. And half the time, what happens to me is I lay out all the groundwork. I spend all this time, and by the time all this time planning and thinking, and by the time I start, I'm already burned out. For one,
Seriously.
and
This is a
two,
real thing. For everybody behind the scenes, I have to tell Brandon all the time, like, stop it. Just stop.
Uh, and the other thing that happens is that all that planning ends up going out the door anyway. Once we get started, we figure out that, like, I get 2 steps in and I'm like, oh, I've got to change my plan anyway, because it never goes the way that we think it's going to. The most important part about the most important part, I think, to sticking to anything is adaptability and being able to roll with the punches. I think that's one of the biggest, most important qualities to have.
There's
And
always going to be a hurdle. There will always be a hurdle that you didn't anticipate.
yeah, I grew up with a dad that was always he
So adaptability.
built half of our
Oh,
house, and that was one of the
okay.
things that he used to say was like, don't plan your time around what's going to go well. Plan your time around what's not going to work and what you're going to have to fix. Are you still there, Nick? We might be having some issues. Nick's not in his normal spot. So I will continue. Belinda, I can relate so much there. I get stuck all the time. Perfection. Watch our live on perfection for sure. Erica, for sure. Time and energy into planning, and then end up throwing half of it away. I definitely can relate. Nick, let me know when you're back. So I want to get into kind of the first point. Do I have you back, Nick? Kind of, not really. All right. So I want to get into the first point. For me, hey, there you are.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. Do you want to get into this? You want to get into this first point? Or you want me to take it?
What did I miss? Anything big?
No, nothing. Just me rambling.
So what it got into, I guess I feel weird because I got left out there, but if we're just jumping back in, I'm just going to take back over. You can pick one thing. That's what you can do. The first thing that you can do to stop analyzing is just think, what is one thing that I can do right now?
Yes.
That I can do right now. Not that I can think about. What is one thing that I can do? Just pick it and make it happen. So we talk, a lot of people always think exercise. Exercise is the biggest thing I can do. And you know what? It's huge. It's really, really big for a lot of reasons, for mindset wise, for health wise, for weight loss.
It's huge.
Is it sugar? Important. That's a big one. We just did a huge challenge on it week before last, and there has been tons of results, and people are sticking with that no sugar thing because they feel the difference.
It's been so awesome.
And or maybe there's another one, maybe portion control. Portion control is big because, so I'm down here in St. Pete's and I like to eat. So it's an issue for me. I'm reining in things today though. Like I'm dialing it back in because I'm going to end up the opposite direction of where I'm trying to go right now. So portion control is big.
But does it matter how much, like what the thing is so much? Like, you're naming all these needle movers. Does it really matter which one you start with?
No, it doesn't matter what you start with. The fact of the matter is that we're doing one. Just pick it and make sure you're doing it, right? That's the
Yeah.
whole point of this. It's just pick it and do it. And then once you've mastered that, pick another one and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. After it's kind of ingrained, you nail that one thing down. I would love to hear from like somebody who's been working with us, if we got anyone watching, because we do an exercise around this, and that kind of wraps our head around a daily we do a daily exercise that kind of wraps our head around our one action that we're taking, right? And I know for many of us, it can be really tough at the beginning. And at first we get some pushback on it sometimes, and then it starts to come around and it becomes super, super powerful.
yeah, definitely. And so, and there's the reason why that is important is because, if you can think about it, it's easy to start with one thing, right? It's harder to start everything all at the same time, but it's easy to start just one thing at a time. Like, how about water? Hydration is huge because
Right.
there's a ton of reasons why, but like it's an appetite suppressant, it's metabolism increaser, all of these things. And you know, if you think about it, every journey has to start with that first step. That's a real thing, and weight loss is a journey, and anything that you're trying to do health wise, that is a journey, and you have to start
Anything with your health. Right. Yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah. Agreed.
what's that?
Yeah. I totally agree with you. It doesn't really matter what it is, and I think that's where we get hung up. We think that we have to do all the things all at once. Right.
Right. Definitely.
And,
definitely. And you are just as guilty as anybody else. I used to be that.
hell yes.
I used to do that very badly. And now I'm like, you know what? I much more go with the flow. Like, I live like a turtle for a reason.
Yeah, it's
much more better off that way.
definitely. And so that's really like my biggest takeaway, probably my biggest point, is that this is about less thinking and more doing, and what I always call, imperfect, dirty action, right? Just go, turn off your brain, be okay with making some mistakes, be okay with not doing everything. Okay. Progress, not perfection. For sure. That is a really hard thing for us to wrap our heads around, that,
You know what? I want to highlight something here when you say progress, not perfection. That also kind of goes along with, maintaining is also progress. If you're not going in the negative way, if you're not going the way you don't want to go,
for sure,
a win. It's like, I don't know if anybody ever gambles, but like I used to play blackjack, not all the time, but a fair amount. And like when you tie with the dealer, that is a win. So when you're at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month, and you're still tied with where you were a month back or a week back or a day, whatever, that's still a win. That's still progress.
It's a pretty good analogy. It's a pretty good analogy. I like it. Oh yeah, we got Joanne says water challenge next. I'll have to revisit that again.
Yeah, maybe down the road. We did that one, Joanna. We did that one not so long ago, so maybe we'll come back to it.
It'll come back around. It'll come back around. She's got that coming up. She's got that coming up pretty soon. Not to burst any.
Yeah, and I like the imperfect reaction. It's a good way to make it happen. Just take, even if it's not perfect, like you said, just
go for it. Just jump. And again, that's much easier to do with just that one thing. I mean, I say it all the time that, you can't think your way into positive action. You have to act your way into positive thinking. And we get that. I mean, I'm totally guilty about it, but that's definitely the truth of the matter, if you ask me. So this is where most of us get hung up, right? This is where everybody gets hung up, is this overthinking thing. And I've already seen in the comments, A lot of us have a hard time with that. If that's you, let us know in the comments. We already see a couple of those, but yeah, just type overthinking in the comments if you're watching and you can relate to that, because I know it's a big thing for me. So those are kind of the two biggest takeaways.
Did we just get kicked out?
I think we did.
Oh no.
Right at the 15-minute mark.
What is that for, I wonder?
I don't know.
It says if this continues. Okay, so yeah. It says we may be having an issue on Facebook and
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. Just in case we are still recording or still live, because it says we are on our screen, but doesn't on Facebook. It's not, to kind of summarize, it's not what you do. It's not how you do it. It's that you do it. It's that you just start. So pick your thing, whatever it is: exercise, hydration, portion control. Pick your one thing and go for it today. All right. That's the thing. And yeah, whether you start or not is the real determinant of whether you make progress, right? Another day without starting is another day without progress. Yeah, it doesn't have to be planned out. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It's just pack your bag and go, right? Just get moving. So I'm not sure if we're still live, but if we are, if you guys are watching, keep dropping those comments, and we will be seeing you again next week. As always, please reach out to each other, help each other out, keep lifting each other up the way that you guys do in this group. I love the positivity of this group. It is inspiring to me, and I know it is to Nick.
Yes, and it's a very healthy place for me to be, from what I was like sharing earlier. So it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. I'm loving it.
Good for all of us. So we'll be reaching out to you guys. We like to get to know everybody personally in here right now. That's a manageable thing to do. We do like to reach out to you guys and talk with you. So expect that, and
feel free to make it come back to us the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Please reach out to us. We love talking with you guys. All right. That concludes Taco Tuesday. We'll talk to you guys soon. I love you.
Same. See ya.
See you soon. Cheers.